What's up, guys? Good morning. I hope all of you are doing well. Hope you all got some good sleep, like I did. It was very hard to wake up today, but it's alright. Can do better tomorrow. As long as I don't make it a habit, then I am okay. So, I hope everyone, like I said, is having a good morning. If you're on your way to work, proud of you for sticking it out, getting that money. If you're just waking up, hanging out, what's up, bro? Hope you have a great freaking rest of your day. And I hope you can get something out of what Euphoric Consciousness is. And I hope you can apply this to your life, because it really has had a profound effect in my life right now. And I am so beyond grateful to have found this on my own, and I'm so proud that I've created this, and I'm so excited to see where this is going to take me, and see how I can help people align their mindset in the right direction. So I got 5 things of what Euphoric Consciousness is from the root of when I first created it. And number 1 is being present. Number 2 is connection. Number 3 is exploration. Number 4 is perspective. And number 5 is being alone. So I'm going to go through all 5 of these and give my 2 cents and explain the entirety of really what Euphoric Consciousness means to me, but really just in euphoric and consciousness being together in a grouping. So, number 1, being present. I've realized that so many people are just running through their lives aimlessly, not having a single idea what they really want to do. And I think something that causes that is not being present and listening to their bodies and to their minds, and they're not listening to what their intuition is trying to tell them. Or I saw this one thing too, it's like fatigue or discomfort or shame is really just like an inner voice trying to tell you something isn't right, like something needs to change. You have those feelings for a reason. They're not there for no reason. So it's, why do I feel this way? What do I need to change in order to feel better and not to have these same thoughts and feelings? And that starts with being present, being able to listen to what is going on in your mind, to dissect what it is that's causing you to feel that way, and to be able to change it, to be able to put yourself on a better path towards success. Got some nice English tea going on, tasting so good. I can't drink coffee anymore, so tea it is, folks. Sad days. Sad days. But yeah, the present moment is truly the only thing we have. I mean, think about it. We started this podcast, and now we're already, how far into this are we? Well, we're only 3 minutes and 45 seconds into this, but nonetheless, we're never going to get those 3 minutes back. Those are just dreams of when we first started it. Not literally a dream, but like in our mind, it's a memory. And memories are just mere dreams of living through one's moment or a personal moment. So being able to appreciate the present moment and just practice being present and really being aware of your surroundings and what's around you and what you've created for yourself. Being present with abundance and gratitude. I mean, I am not where I want to be in life, but I cannot complain at all, bro. Like, my view right now is it's beautiful. I'm literally looking at lush green, a pond, a huge lawn for me to go out and sit on. I got a nice computer, not that nice, but it's still nice. I can do all my work, I can play games, but I don't play games anymore. It's too distracting. I have a very nice bed that I got for free. I got a bunch of artwork in my room that makes me happy, mostly from my sister. Rest in peace, I love you. I got plenty of stuff. I got plenty of stuff in my life right now. And that wasn't a huge factor for me in my happiness, but when I became present, it clicked for me. It's like, I have so much to be grateful for. So do not let that little voice in your head tell you that you need more when you really don't need more. Don't make that little voice greedy. Make it more abundant, and you will have more things come to you. Like, I don't have, and part of the reason why I'm doing Euphoric Consciousness is a test to show you guys that literally anything is possible. So I'm speaking my success into the universe, and I know it's going to come back because that's just the law of the universe. It's the law of life. And obviously it's not going to be overnight. And that's also why a lot of people fail, but it's going to take time. But through this time, I'm going to be present in every single moment, every single day, every week, every month. And because I want to experience all of it, and I want to have a connection between myself and what I'm trying to achieve, and the people that are with me along the way. So that brings me to my second point, which is connection. Is that connection creates a deeper sense of consciousness. So when you're connecting with yourself or somebody else, it's a weird thing that happens. It's like, it's strange because you don't have genuine connections with everyone that you meet, but nonetheless you still have connections that can teach you things, including yourself. It's like, I think a lot of people overlook the fact that you can have a deeper connection to your psyche. But overall, seeking out connections from whoever and whenever will ultimately lead to a deeper catalog of life lived that will offer more knowledge or wisdom or experience for you to look back onto. And through that, your consciousness expands and evolves. And that is extremely important in achieving your desired outcome. Because if you're not expanding your consciousness and you're not evolving, then you really don't have any reason to succeed. Like, you can't just succeed with the bare minimum. I mean, you can, but the chances are low. Like, low, very low. So being able to expand and explore connections in your life, and to be able to look back onto those connections that you had, to be able to learn from them. I don't know, you can take anything away from any situation that you have with people. Like, for me, for example, is like any females that I've been with, it was great, I enjoyed it, but without those connections and those situations that I put myself in, I wouldn't be where I am now, which is, I am waiting for my wife. I don't want anyone else. I really don't. I don't want to waste my time with a bunch of hookups. It doesn't attract to me anymore. Not that it really did before. And I don't care. I only got 5 bodies. I don't keep, it's so funny to me that people think the more bodies you have, the more better looking you are, or the more game that they have. It's like, no, that's not the case at all. I know what I want, and girls, I ain't trying to get a quick nut, unlike you. So that's the difference. But through those connections that I've had with the females that I've been with, it's allowed me to evolve and understand who I'm looking for, what I'm looking for, and to really be okay with being alone, and to find comfort in that, really, because I could be off with some female right now who's somewhat what I'm looking for, and it'll be great, but after a while it's gonna be the same old bullshit, and it's just not gonna work, because I didn't choose what I really wanted. I didn't choose that connection that I deeply desire. I chose to settle for something less. And that's the problem with a lot of people, is they choose less all the time. And I don't understand why everyone just they choose lesser connection with people. I don't know if it's to fit in or if it's just they're afraid of getting out of the comfort zone, which I am guilty of for sure, 100%. I'm 100% guilty of being scared to get out of my comfort zone, but you get out of your comfort zone, that's really where life has openings for you, is what I've realized. And again, if you watch Seek Discomfort, you would know that anything that they've done is because they sought discomfort. And that's a very profound thing to understand, is everyone is so skeptical of the unknown, obviously, because I really think the unknown stems to death and what happens after death. So when it comes to smaller things, it's just they're not going to choose to do that because it's the unknown, and the unknown is scary and frightening, and there's no tangible known outcome. So when you're seeking connections, you have to seek connections that are going to be uncomfortable. No, it doesn't mean you have to do uncomfortable situations all the time, but the uncomfortable situations and the uncomfortable connections that you have can turn and blossom into something beyond meaningful and never what you imagined it to be. And this ties into my third point now, which is exploration. So exploration invokes creativity and perspective into people's minds. So kind of like connection. You're exploring people. You're exploring different situations, jobs. All those things have connections in your life. And without exploration, you're not going to have a creative drive or to be able to see the world in a different perspective. And if you're not seeking exploration, and you're just kind of like stuck in your own little bubble, like going to work, coming home, watching YouTube, going to work, coming home, watching YouTube, going to work, coming home, watching YouTube over and over and over again, you're a very boring person, to put it plainly. And maybe you're not. I mean, you could be watching good YouTube videos that are actually like interesting, but generally, like, you're not someone people are going to want to be around because all you do is be a loner. You're not exploring the world and what it has to offer. Let alone, you're not even exploring yourself and the things that are just waiting for you to be explored. Because there are so many things, no matter how old you are, whoever's listening right now, there are so many things that are just waiting for you, and you have no idea that they're there, and all it takes is just a matter of exploring and getting out. It's really that's it. One thing that I do find it interesting is, like, people who have DMT experiences, or even ayahuasca, and even shrooms. I mean, shrooms are definitely it is much less of a psychedelic experience, but people who have explored into psychedelics often come out with no ego and pretty much are born again. As religious as that sounds, it's true. So they're born again. But this exploration that they went on has led them to be even more of a profound and genuine person who's seeking true, authentic connections while being present. And that is really cool to me, because there are so many things in our fixed lives that hold us back, like materialistic items or materialistic friendships or materialistic this and that, and things that you just add up to your wallet that don't actually have any beneficial factors for you in life whatsoever. And when I mean wallet, I don't mean money. I just mean things that you have within your subconscious mind that you hold emotion and feelings towards, even though there is nothing there. It's all just a facade in your mind that you've put there. So being able to explore, to see things in a different way, to invoke creativity, is an absolute must. Because with creativity comes so much in your life. Like, if you're not creating in life, then what are you really doing? Honestly, though, I don't mean creating is can be for so many different things. Like food's creating, movies are creating, TV shows are creating, writing is creating, art is creating, everything is creating. So you have to create, and if you're not creating, then you're not fulfilling your personal, I don't like the word destiny because destiny gives you a fixed lifestyle, but you're not fulfilling your creative destiny, whatever that looks like. And I think that's a shame, because I know everyone for a fact, every single person on this world, or on this earth, has a creative side that they just need to find and pursue. And things do change. I'm sure when I'm 35, and then 55, and then 85, I'm going to have different creative drives in my life. I know I will. So things do change, but for right now, what can you create to share with the world? And you don't have to share with the world. You can keep it to yourself. That's 100% fine. What can you create for yourself to make you a better person? To be able to just explore your subconscious mind, to take that and create something extraordinary. It's pretty cool, man. It's really, really cool that we all have the capabilities of doing that. And I really hope you, if you do take anything from this right now, at least take the fact that you can create something brilliant. And you have a voice in your head right now saying, nah, I don't know if that's going to be a brilliant creative masterpiece, but who cares if it's not? It will become a brilliant masterpiece at some point. Like any artist, I really got to get better at remembering the names, but there's a story about some artist who took 40 years to learn his craft, and some girl said, this is way back in the day, like, I don't know, way back, no technology, nothing like that, no lights, electricity, nothing. She asked him to draw a picture of her, and he did it in 5 minutes, and then she said, how much would you like for this? And he said, what was it, $40,000, I think, or something like, yeah, $40,000. And she asked him, why would I ever spend $40,000 for a picture that only took 10 minutes? And he's told her, because it took 40 years to learn the skill. And that was a very profound thing for me to hear, is like, your worth shouldn't be a 10-minute encounter with somebody, or whatever the encounter is with. It's like, you have dedication, like the creative side that you have is going to take time to develop, so you have to learn how to have value in yourself too, to not like short yourself for somebody else because they have a perspective about you that's not the true perspective of who you really are and what you have to offer and what you can give out. That brings me to our fourth point, actually, is perspective. Everyone has their own perspective in the world that we live in. Everyone chooses a perspective, and what I mean by choosing a perspective is everyone has mindset, and mindset is perspective, because mindset is thoughts, emotions, feelings, senses, actions. And perspective is simply a byproduct of the mindset that you choose to have. So for that girl, her mindset, her perspective was, he only took 10 minutes to draw, so this should only be $5 or whatever the case, however much she wanted it to be. But what she doesn't understand is his perspective took 40 years to cultivate, to master, which is not cheap. That is expensive work. That is dedication. That is exploration and connection and being present in his entire life all the time for 40 years. So, I mean, I understand his perspective 100%, just because I get what he means and why he would charge so much, just because, and I respect it. I respect that a lot, because he's not going to settle for someone else's perspective and what they think it's worth. It is that he knew what he is worth and what he is going to charge. And you might say he's just a businessman, but that's not about being business. That's your self-worth. That's about you as an individual. That's what you represent in ways. And through that, though, it's like, you can look at Alexander the Great too, like the warrior who won all his battles and stuff. Like, the mindset that he had has been carried down for generations to where we are now, as people still look at his mindset and apply his mindset to their lives. They really do. I had a little video the other day that I was talking about it, and a fortune teller told someone that he was Alexander the Great's descendant, and he believed it, and then he went on to become a super ultra wealthy man. And then he went back to that fortune teller, and she told him she just said that for money, which is pretty funny, actually. But what blows my mind more is this was a lie that was told to him, but he didn't register that it was a lie. He genuinely, authentically believed it to be true. So he altered his perspective to revolve around being a great descendant of Alexander the Great, which makes him want to apply more of a get shit done kind of mindset, like being willing to do what it takes to have success, to win the battles, to make money, all based on a lie that he didn't register. If that doesn't pique your mind at all, that someone who was told a lie believed it and went on to become an ultra wealthy billion-dollar man, I don't know what's gonna pique your mind then, because it's not about the money too. It's about the single-handedly fact that when you believe something, when your perspective is so concrete into your mind, anything is possible. I don't care how old you are, what ethnicity you are, what your current living situation is. I don't care if you're in the slums. I don't care if you're in luxury. We all are 100,000% the same. And yes, people who are born in the luxury are going to have it easier because they have money. But I feel people in luxury lack just more consciousness, really, because most things have been handed to them. And no jab towards you guys, but people who are born in the slums, and I'm not born in the slums, but I've had to work for everything I've gotten in my life, everything. And that's exploration, and that's also like that's connection too. So we have a deeper sense of connection and exploration to help us structure our perspective right now to ultimately lead us to long-term success, whatever that looks like. And that is something that I do not take for granted, even though it's been hard as shit for a long time. I'm not going to let that beat me down. I'm not going to let my sister passing away beat me down anymore, because I have one life, you have one life, we all have shit that happens to us. Everyone, there's no suffering. No, there is. Everyone has to suffer in life. It's a fundamental thing that creates the human experience. It's fundamental to keep us kind human beings. Or, I mean, it could turn someone into an evil person. But nonetheless, everyone has to suffer in life. Suffering is literally just, it's part of it, unfortunately. But this suffering will, again, I'm trying to connect all these points back to euphoric consciousness, but it's just perspective. And I think being able to understand the circumstances that you've had that has shaped your perspective now is very vital to look at, because I was raised in a very Christian home for a long time. I consider myself a Christian, but now I do not consider myself a Christian at all anymore. I don't believe in the Christian God. I believe in something higher up. I don't know what. But I've had to break down everything I've known, everything I believed. I had to take it all down and restart. And that is so unbelievably hard. So if any of you have gone through that same experience of completely rewiring your brain to be non-egotistical, kudos to you. Give yourself a pat on the back because you deserve that. Really, you deserve it, because it is definitely single-handedly the most difficult thing that I've ever done in my life. And then having my sister pass away, that's even a whole other level of hardship. But my perspective now is beyond anything I ever thought it would be. And I'm only 21, which is the crazy part, is that I'm so young, but my perspective is so aligned with the natural flow of life, I guess you could say. Like, I really try not to attach ego to my perspective, because if I attach ego to my perspective, then I make things personal. When no one is thinking about me, no one cares about me really in the world, I am simply alone, and so are you. That brings me to my fifth and final point, is that being alone. But really quickly, is that don't look at your past as a burden. Like, look at it as an example or a way of just to learn. You have an entire, however old you are, you have all those years for experience to be able to avoid certain future scenarios that could happen. And that's dope, because you have like an entire, I don't know, like 20 years, 30 years, 15 years of life experience to go off of, to help you propel where you want to be in life, or to avoid certain sticky situations, no pun intended. But at the end of the day, it's like, we are really alone. And if I wasn't alone, then I would not have been able to rebuild who I am, or who I was as a person. And being alone is hard. It is really hard, especially when all you crave is human connection, but only with people that you want to be around, not just like normal humans who are boring and don't think and just follow and obey what they're told and what they see on Instagram or Facebook or CNN or MSNBC or any news. So I don't want to be around those people, so I'm okay with being alone for right now until I find the right crew of people. But being alone has really allowed me to dissect who I was as a person, to mold me into who I am now. And you can't do that when you have distractions in your life. And I think it's necessary and essential for people to be alone for a period of time in their life. I mean, longer the better, I guess, but 3 years, 4 years, I've been pretty much alone now, and that's a lot of time to think, man. It's a lot of time to think. But, and as hard as it's been, again, I don't regret it. I really don't, because I know what's waiting for me is worth the 4 years of absence. Because this entire time I've worked so hard to find Euphoric Consciousness. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my goodness. And even like now, sometimes I start tearing up just because I'm so proud of how far I've come. And I'm proud of you and how far you've come. I don't know you. I never will know you. But I'm so proud of you, man. Like, if you've come this far to where I am too, like, if you're in the same situation, good shit, bro. Like, really good job. But yeah, being alone, man, it's so beneficial for you. The only thing I will say is don't get too comfortable with being alone, because that's a dangerous road to go down. If you are seeking being alone more than having company, that's when it becomes a little bit of a problem, because you do need community in your life. You do need people to help you stay up. Like a mastermind group, man, you have to have people. You can't have a mastermind group by yourself, so. But generally, though, it's like you have to have absence from external forces. When you really truly go internally into your mind, into your subconscious, and tweak my generosity a little bit, tweak my willingness a little bit, tweak my happiness, do all these micro adjustments, and then next thing you know, you're waking up euphoric every single day. And I have my hard days. Like this morning, it was hard for me to wake up, but now that I'm awake and I'm talking to you guys, I feel amazing. I feel euphoric. I have euphoric consciousness right now because I'm present. I'm connecting to you guys. I'm exploring the unknown. My perspective is always changing, and I'm alone right now. That's what euphoric consciousness is all about. And being alone, that's not really essentially what euphoric consciousness is about. More or less that you have to achieve euphoric consciousness by being alone first. But overall, if you take anything else from this, is that everyone is capable of having euphoric consciousness. Every single one of you are beyond capable of having euphoric consciousness. And there's other ways you can achieve that. These are my top 5 things that I've realized that created this mindset for me. These 5 things. So, but that doesn't mean there's different things that I could add, because I could, and there's different things that might work for you that might not work for me, but I just encourage y'all to put these to the tests, and see how it can alter your life for the better. And I really do want to hear what you guys have to say, so please like, comment, subscribe. Stay up to date with my videos. 6 days a week I'm dropping stuff, so lots of content coming out. I'm getting a webcam soon. I hate not having a webcam for you guys to see. I want to be able to actually talk to you guys. But for now, you gotta do what you gotta do. I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. I hope you understand kind of more about the brand now and kind of my vision, and what it's going to look like in the future. And again, number 1 is just being present. That's the biggest thing, is just be present in your life. Be present with your friends, your family. Be present when you're alone. Be present when you're working out. Be present when you're cooking. Be present when you're working. Be present. Just be present all the time. Because life is too fast, man. It's just going to go by in a blink of an eye. Next thing you know, we're all going to be 85 on our deathbeds. Well, in my case, I'm dying 122 years old. 22 is my lucky number, so if not, that's okay. But I love you guys. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and remember to stay euphoric at every present moment. It's all a mindset. You choose whether you're happy or you're sad. Yes, there are forces that can make it hard, but you can't change anything in the present moment. Only thing you can change is your mindset, and if you want to be happy or sad. So y'all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, peace.